Second best day of the year, Jace.
Second best, only topped by tomorrow.
Yeah, we are ready to flag the course. Got all our material. Show them your pack. Full of signs. Yours actually doesn't look that bad. Mine looks like a monstrosity.
Yeah, well,
here.
I think you have the posters.
Look at me.
Yeah. Look at that. Almost looks like you have a helmet there.
I know. Yeah, ready to go on a big fast packing adventure. Alrighty, here we go. The creek is a little lower this year. Looking nice, tranquil. Have a nice sunny day to flag this year, Jace.
Oh, beautiful.
Not completely in the rain this time.
I hope the runners can get such weather tomorrow.
Yeah. Say it again.
It's coming up mine too.
We had some young artists this year lend their talents for some course signs. Here's the first one, telling participants they reached the top of Mount Dew. Alright, it's been about a little under 2 hours. We've got about 5.5 miles flagged. Coming from that direction, here's one of the spots on the course where you run past and above kind of the start. That's the lodge, British Lodge down there. And the start will be right over there. So you should be able to hear, the start line going. People moseying around, a little bit of music as you cross this point. This is one of my favorite points because you get a nice overlook of that start, the bridge down here, and in a little bit you get a nice view of Brady's Run Lake. So this is a cool little ridge running section. Here's the lake with the spillway. Spillway's active, pretty active from this week before this. There's a good bit of rain, so lake looks pretty full. Yeah, this is one of my favorite sections of the course. Another favorite part of the course. We're on the south side of the park right now, and this is after you come up that one short, steep climb. Then you get some nice ridge running here. I'm a little behind Jason, just adding some extra markers as we go. But this section's really cool because you get another steep drop off to the left down to the lake here. Be able to see it here in a minute. Cool rock. View of the valley here. You got a bit of Jason's handiwork here. Okay, we're coming up to one of the trickier sections to mark. And of course, we're about at 8.5 miles. At this point, runners will continue what we're calling to the right down High Five Hallway. We got some more young local artists artwork here for the first section of High 5 hallway. Yeah, so you go down there the first time, but you also at some point come back down this trail and then have to go to the right here, which is different than the way you just came, which is a little confusing. So we have this little signage here kind of hidden. So when you're coming up this direction, you kind of miss it, kind of camouflaged in, you know? So, but when you're coming back at around 13 miles, you should see this and know to go this way, down the switchbacks, which is a really fun part of the course. We'll also have a course marshal here just to make sure everyone's staying on the course and having a good time. Another one of my favorite parts about the race, and specifically the timing of this race, spring, and you get all these fresh little flowers coming up all along the trail. Pretty cool. Got another tricky course marking section here where runners initially come from this direction and head that away. There's a orange flag waving up here. Here's an arrow pointing them that way. But then also runners kind of do a lollipop a couple miles, and then we'll come back this trail in about 2 miles or so. And then when you're coming up this trail, our thought is we have this stump here. This is called Stump Junction. And then there's an arrow here, points you down here. And then we got another sign from a young local artist that says, "Welcome back to High 5 hallway." Hopefully the wind doesn't take this one for a ride. Let's take it down. But yeah, runners, get back up. We are at the bottom of the switchbacks going through the hemlocks. One of my favorite parts on the whole course. Nice and shady, slightly downhill, really nice. Be nice tomorrow. Little reprieve from the sun and the heat. And then from this point, you got just a little bit left to do in the woods. Pop you out onto the road and you got a couple miles until you're eating pancakes.